الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور انفسنا ومن سيئات اعمالنا. من يهده الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا، ونشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له، ونشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله ادى الامانه وبلغ الرساله ونصح الامه وجاهد بالله حق جهاده حتى اتاه من الله اليقين. عليه من الله الصلاة والتسليم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. عباد الله، أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. In praising, glory, and gratitude be to Allah, the Almighty Creator of heaven and earth. We worship Him alone and no others. We bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is indeed the messenger of the truth. May Allah's peace and blessing and mercy be upon him, his companions and followers until the day of judgment. I remind you and I remind myself about taqwa, guarding yourselves and those whom you love against deserving the wrath of Allah, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders us to do so, inshallah. فيا إخواني وأخواتي، لا تخلو الحياة من أوقات تحيط فيها الهموم بالإنسان من كل جانب. This life is always full of all kinds of different things, the ups and the downs, the stress and the hardships. And when you look at a heart monitor in a hospital, when the person's heart is being monitored, it goes up and down, which is actually an indication of life, and such is life. If the line is flat, that means the person is dead. حتى وتتابع علينا الشدائد, and oftentimes we have so many hardships in this life, and continual. حتى لا تضيق عليه الأرض بما رحبت, and sometimes you feel that this whole world is not large enough to fit you because you're so upset and you're so full of hardship. بل إن نفسه التي بين جنبيه قد تتأبى عليه. تلك حقيقة مقررة بالتجربة والمشاهدة. How do we know that? Because it's who amongst us has not experienced this in their lives, those hardships that we go through. And if you have not experienced enough, you have seen others go through it. And all what you have to do is turn on the TV nowadays, and that's enough to prove that indeed that is a fact. والتجربة والمشاهدة في كثير من الأحيان أصدق أنباء من الكتب، وحينئذ فإن الإنسان محتاج إلى من يبثه شعاعا من الأمل. So all of that, oftentimes what you need is someone to come and lift you up and give you that principle, so you don't give up. ويفتح له باب من الرجاء ويدله على الطاقات الكامنة فيه. فما أتعس النفس حين يصيبها اليأس والضجر. There's nothing worse in this life than to be depressed and to be alone and to be overstressed with all the calamities that you have in your life. وسورة الضحى هي بحق لمسة حانية على القلوب البائسة. Today's topic is about a surah many of us, alhamdulillah, actually memorize it. It's so easy to memorize, it's so easy to recite, it's so easy to remember. And this is the surah that we are going to look at it today, inshallah, and hopefully it will make a different meaning for you. And it's such a gentle touch. It has a gentle touch, and we will look at that, inshallah. فهي لمسة حانية على القلوب البائسة والنفوس الحائرة، ودقة من الأمل في أن عون الله ورعايته لا يتخلفان عن عباده المؤمنين الصادقين. It's a proof to all of us. The surah is a proof to all of us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there to give you that glimpse of hope. And He tells us how He does that, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَمَعَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says those that strive in our sake, we will guide them. We will guide them to the right path. فلا تتأس بما يقولون. لقد كان نزول القرآن على قلب النبي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم خير معين له على مواجهة الساعات التي لا تنفك عنه. The revelation of the Holy Quran was a comforter to the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم when he was facing what he was facing. And mind you, to us today, when we look at the Prophet the life of the Prophet and Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, we know the ending was a happy ending. We know everything turned out to be good after all. But when you're going through it and not knowing as a human being what is going to happen next, you can only imagine what your stress level is. You know, oftentimes you have a problem of some sort, and the problem is, it's the expectation is like, well, what is going to be the outcome of it? And you try to rush that outcome. And no matter what you do, you're not going to find that outcome until it happens. But that brings your stress level so much higher. And without the faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and without that yaqeen in your heart, it's going to make it very, very difficult. فنزول القرآن, the revelation of the Holy Quran, was a helper to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to help him through those periods of time, especially in the beginning of Al-Ba'ath, especially as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had chosen him to be the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the revelation of the Quran was extremely important to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. والعقبات التي تواجهه أينما راح. فكانت الآيات تتنزل على قلبه الطاهر. So the ayat, the verses are coming down, and he's comfortable, he's understanding what's happening, and he knows that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is supporting him and helping him. كأنما هي بلسم يمسح به عنة المشركين وإيذائهم. You know, he's being hurt and harmed every single day. And those ayat, the revelation, come to help him. فهي تشد من أزره وتصبره وتذكر له مصير أقوام سابقين كذبهم رسلهم فأخذهم الله أخذ العزيز المقتدر. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells the Prophet, look at what happened in the previous nations, and look at this, and look at that. Now, mind you again, you know, today for us, we have the whole entire Holy Quran. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam only had a small portion of it that was revealed before these ayat were revealed. فلا تحزن يا نبي الله ولا تبتئس بما يقولون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, you know, لقد كذب رسل من قبلك فصبروا على ما كذبوا وأوذوا حتى أتاهم نصرنا ولا مبدل لكلمات الله وقد جاءك من نبأ المرسلين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells the Prophet, tells all of us, you know, this happened to other prophets before, the hurt of the disbelievers. ولهذه الحكمة العظيمة كان القرآن الكريم ينزل منجما. And for those reasons, that's why Quran was revealed in parts, not all at once. بأسباب التأييد والتثبيت مع كل نازلة تحل به. قال تعالى يرد على المشركين لما سألوا المستنكرين نزول القرآن على فترات متقطعة وقال الذين كفروا لولا نزل عليه القرآن جملة واحدة. The disbelievers, the mushrikeen, said, what is this all about? Why doesn't Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, why doesn't he just reveal the whole Quran all at once upon the Prophet and be done with it? So now we understand that the Prophet ﷺ is in a very stressful situation, especially in the beginning of the Risala, when he was chosen to be a Prophet of Allah. ولكن لسبب اختلف فيه الروايات فأصاب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بطؤ عليه الوحي. Now, as the Prophet ﷺ is a new prophet, and he is counting on the revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and counting on the revelation from through Hadrat Jibreel, that had slowed down quite substantially. No revelation. So you can only imagine how the Prophet ﷺ was feeling at the time. Now, was he feeling that? Now, in addition to that, all the disbelievers and the mushrikeen are hounding him and making fun of him and mocking him. You know, not only he doesn't know why is the revelation has slowed down or stopping. Now, in addition to that, all the disbelievers are saying, yeah, your devil had finally left you. Your crazy is finally gone away from you. You know, but that in itself was not what was upsetting the Prophet ﷺ. He was more upset and sad about the revelation. He doesn't understand why is it stopping. وما أن علم كفار مكة بفتور الوحي عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم حتى انطلقت ألسنتهم بالشائعات إن محمدا قلاه ربه وتخلى عنه ورأوا في ذلك فرصة ليكثفوا حملاتهم الدعائية الكاذبة لعلها تفت في عرض المسلمين وتصرف عنهم من يفكرون في الدخول الإسلام. Of course, the disbelievers took a chance, took this opportunity to spread it, to those who are newcomers to Islam and those who are thinking about it and says, whoa, don't rush into it. Things are changing. This prophet of yours is not who he says he is, and the revelation has slowed down. So that even adds more stress on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. ولم تكن شائعات الكفار لتحزن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم مثلما أحزنه فتور الوحي. But he wasn't only upset about what they were saying. It was not the primary reason why he was upset. He was again upset because of the slowness of the revelation. فقد كان الوحي سلواه في مواجهة المحن. He was waiting for the revelation, to tell him, to support him, to give him the glimpse of hope, to give him the strength to continue on. وكما يقول الأستاذ سيد قطب في ظلاله فإن الوحي ولقاء جبريل والاتصال به كانت هي زاد الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم. It used to be what he used to look forward to. في مشقة الطريق وسقياه في هجير الجحود وروحه في لأواء التكذيب. وكان صلى الله عليه وسلم يحيا بها في هذه الهاجرة المحرقة التي يعانيها في النفوس النافرة الشاردة العاصية العنيدة، يعانيها في المكر والكيد والأذى المصبوب على الدعوة وعلى الإيمان وعلى الهدي من طغاة المشركين. فلما فتر الوحي انقطع عنه وانحبس عنه الينبوع واستوحش قلبه من الحبيب وبقي للهاجرة وحده، بل زاد وبلا وبغير ما كان من رائحة الحبيب الودود، وهو أمر أشد من الاحتمال من جميع الوجود. عندئذ نزلت السورة، نزل هذا الفيض من الود والحب والرحمة والإناس والقربة والرضا والطمأنينة. So all of this is an answer. All of this is a quick introduction to the revelation of Surah الضحى. ففي هذه الحالة الدائرة بين ترقب نزول الوحي وبين الحزن لما يبث من أقاويل وافتراء نزلت سورة الضحى. At that time, now that we built it up for you, you can imagine the Prophet ﷺ is being attacked here. Is the revelation is slowing down. Everything is not going very, very well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the help. ونزلت سورة الضحى تبدأ بالقسم بالضحى وبالليل وسكونه وظلامه. إذ يقول الله عز وجل بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم والضحى والليل إذا سجى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swears by those 2 times of the day that every single one of us sees those. But oftentimes, how many of us stop and reflect on the time of الضحى؟ يعني هذان الوقتان يتكرران كل يوم، الضحى والليل إذا سجى. وقت الضحى هو تقريبا بعد 20 دقيقة من شروق الشمس إلى حتى 20 دقيقة قبل الزوال، ولكن في بداية الضحى الضوء، الساطع، النور، الهدوء إلى حد ما في بداية الصباح. والليل إذا سجى عندما يسكن هذا الليل وسكون. يعني when you reflect, when you think about those times of the day, they're times of what? Quietness. They're times of ease when you reflect upon them. لتضع بين المسلمين صورة متكررة يألفها الناس ويرونه كل يوم، فما أجمل نور الضحى وبهاءه بعد ظلمات الليل، وما أهدأ الليل يعقب النهار بحركته وصخبه ويلف الناس بسكونه وصمته. فجاءت الآيات لتقرر حقيقة ثابتة راسخة واستدلت على ثبوتها ورسوخها ببعض مظاهر الكون التي يعيشها الناس ويلبسونها. It's a fact. It's a fact. After all the hustle and bustle of the day and working hard and the kids and everything, and then finally you get to the time where it's quiet and it's time for you to reflect and it's time for you to rest. And then when you wake up in the morning, you realize that the darkness of the night and everything is gone, and it's the dawn of a new day. It's the start of a new day. فكما يتتابع الليل والنهار في دورات متعاقبة بحيث لا يدوم أحدهما كذلك تتتابع أحوال الناس. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala begins with those 2 ayat that are opposite of the day, and then goes on to talk about what we go through of hardship and things that happen to us. فكما يتتابع الليل والنهار في دورات متعاقبة بحيث لا يدوم أحدهما كذلك تتتابع أحوال الناس ولا تدوم على صورة واحدة فهي تدور بين الصحة والمرض والغنى والفقر والرجاء واليأس. So our condition is constantly changing. Today you're rich, tomorrow you're poor. Tomorrow you're poor, today you're rich. SubhanAllah. Today you're healthy, tomorrow you're not very well. Tomorrow you're not healthy, and so on. المهم أن يتبقى المسلم أن مع العسر يسرا. What's most important is to remember that with every hardship there is an ease. إن مع العسر يسرا. Subhanallah, subhanallah. How Surah Duha comes in, and then immediately after that is Surah Inshirah. We'll talk about that again in just a moment, inshallah. وأن حالا هو عليه يضجر منه لن يدوم بإذن الله لأن من رحمة الله أن المحن تحمل في طياتها منحا وأن النور يولد من رحم الظلام. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is constantly reminding us, even when you think about the very basic thing, our own childbirth, you go from darkness of the womb to the light outside. But when you're leaving the darkness of the womb and going outside to the lightness of the day, what happened? You cry. You cry. And then what happens again? When that light ends and you go back to the darkness and you go down below ground, you cry again because you're living another stage of your life. But yet, when you cried the first time, you realize that it wasn't so bad after all, being alive after being in the womb of your mother. وكما يقول ابن عطاء الاسكندري في حكمته من ظن انفكاك قدره عن لطفه فذلك لقصور نظره. جاءت السورة الكريمة لتذكر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بأحواله السابقة. This surah Duha is a reminder, reminding the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم about his situation in itself. وكيف أن الله بفضله ومنه أبدله خيرا من معاناته وعوضه عما فاته. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts asking the Prophet, ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى? Okay, so let's reflect on the first ayat first. والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى. By the glorious morning light and the night when it's still, your Lord has neither forsaken you nor has He become displeased with you, and surely the hereafter or the latter will be better for you than the present life, and soon your Lord will grant you, and you shall be well pleased. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يحدث الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم يسأل ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى? He said, do you remember when you were an orphan? So Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, what happened? His father passed away before he was born. His mother passed away when he was 6 years old. His grandfather passed away when he was 8 years old. Can you imagine this is happening to you? And then every step of the time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted him shelter. Did He not find you, He Allah, did He not find you an orphan and sheltered you? And He found you wandering and guided you. وَوَجَدَكَ ضَالًّا فَهَدَى. الضلال في هذا الوقت. He's amongst the disbelievers, the paganists, and he knows that this is not right. But he also is looking at the Christians and the Jews, and he knows there's something wrong there too, because they're not applying what their religion is supposed to be telling them to do. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, I found you wandering, and I guided you. وَوَجَدَكَ عَائِلًا فَأَغْنَى. And He found you in need and made you free of need. As when he was born, and after he was born, after his father passed away, he didn't leave him a whole lot of land, nothing. He left him a camel and something else. So it's not a great amount of wealth or anything like that, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala substituted that for him with something better, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed him with Hazrat Khadija later on, and he became better off financially because of what he was doing for her as he was trading. فهذه النمحات يا إخواني يعني، ولكن أريد أن أنهي الخطبة الأولى الله سبحانه وتعالى كيف يقول ولسوف يعطيك. أول شيء يعني وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى. وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى. كثير من المفسرين يفسرون أن الآخرة، الحياة الآخرة خير لك من الأولى، وهذا طبعا تفسير صحيح. ولكن إذا نظرت في الآيات نفسها كل مرة يعني ألم يجدك يتيما ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى. So every time you go through a hardship, what happens? You become stronger, you become better, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will replace it for you with something that is better for you. Reflect upon your own life. انظر إلى حياتك نفسها، وانظر إلى أوقات الشدائد وأوقات الصعوبات وما كنت تمر فيه، ولكن بعد ذلك الله سبحانه وتعالى دائما يبدلك بشيء خيرا لك ما كان مما كان في الأولى. أما ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى. ليش الله سبحانه وتعالى ما قال ولسوف يعطيك ربك فتسعد؟ Why didn't Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will give to you until you are pleased and content? Why didn't He say until He makes you happy? Why? And this is so important to us. Many of us do what? We are seeking happiness. Guess what? Happiness is a very, very short-term feeling that what? It goes away. It goes away. So you're always looking for the next joy or happiness. And you're always looking for the next one and the next one. Right? But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks, وَلَسَوْفَ يَعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى, you will be content. You will be satisfied. And that is true wealth, my brothers and sisters. Is to be content with what you have is the true wealth. It's not the temporary happiness. So this was Surah Al-Duha. And a lot of the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, يعني هذا في سورة الضحى، الأمور التي ذكرها الله سبحانه وتعالى أكثرها كانت معنوية إلى حد ما. أكثرها كانت معنوية. Most of what was mentioned in Surah Al-Duha is more of a materialistic nature in itself. You know, the lack of shelter, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants the shelter. The lack of wealth, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants the wealth. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the following ayah, which is al-inshirah, as if this is enough for you to feel better about the materialistic things, now I want to uplift you what? Spiritually. Ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, keep that in mind. Allah created us from the lowest of the lowest and the highest of the highest. The lowest of the lowest is what? Dirt. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Hadrat Jibreel, said, go grab a fist of dirt from earth, bring it to me. And then what did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do to it? He blew into it from his soul. So that's the highest of the highest. So earth and spirit is what we are made of. And you have to constantly feed and nourish both. When you only feed one and nourish one, you're guaranteed to be a miserable human being. Miserable human being. So it's a balance. And that's when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes with the what? With the balance. Surah Al-Duha, about materialistic things. Surah Al-Inshirah. أَلَمْ نَشْرَحْ لَكَ صَدْرَكَ. أَلَمْ نَشْرَحْ لَكَ صَدْرَكَ. Have we not uplifted your spirit and your heart, O Prophet of Allah? وَوَضَعْنَا عَنْكَ وِزْرَكَ الَّذِي أَنْقَضَ ظَهْرَكَ. And we relieved you of your burden, which weighed down heavily on your back, and elevated your reputation for you. Every time the adhan is repeated 5 times a day around the world, constantly, every second of the day there is an adhan going on because of how the world turns. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted the highest honor to the Prophet ﷺ, that his reputation is always elevated, and elevated your reputation for you. So surely along the hardship there is ease. And he repeats that, surely with that hardship comes more ease. So once you have fulfilled your duties, strive in devotion, turning to your Lord along with hope. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات اللهم ارحمنا وارحم موتانا واشفنا واشف مرضانا وعافنا واعف عنا انك انت السميع المجيب. عباد الله عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم.